Big SEC matchup. Number 11 Kentucky travels to Georgia to play the number 1 ranked team in the nation, the Georgia Bulldogs. They're both 6-0 going into this game, both coming off of big victories. You look at Kentucky, 42-21 over Louisiana State. That was a huge win for them. But you look at Georgia, they just keep rolling along with their defense, number 1 in the nation, only giving up 5.5 points per game. And this is a defense that's given up 2 touchdowns the entire season defensively. Doing a terrific job over there for Kirby Smart's defense. But the key to their defense is their nose tackle. Jordan Davis, 6'5", 340. It all starts with the big fella up front. He gets it done plugging up the middle. And on the offensive side of the ball, they've got 2 quarterbacks, Coach, that can play and win games for them. JT Daniels, if he's healthy, he's completed 76% of his passes. And how about Stetson Bennett? Running the football, averaging almost 8 yards a run and completing passes over 65% of his passes. Now, defensively, that's the key for Kentucky. They're banged up front, but you look at this Kentucky defense, Coach, they're giving up 18 points a game, and the most points they've given up the entire season, 28 points for Mark Stoops on that side of the ball. Christopher Rodriguez Jr. is doing a terrific job running the football, 768 yards on the ground, 5th in the FBS. When I look at this matchup, Georgia is a 23.5-point favorite. If Kentucky wasn't banged up on their defensive line up front, I would definitely take Kentucky in the points, but I'm going to have to stick with the Georgia Bulldogs because they've just been rolling over everybody, Coach. Georgia wins this game 37-6.
I think that Kentucky's definitely the surprise team in the SEC, Mark. And Levis, the quarterback, he threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for 1. He's an individual that I didn't think was a great passer, but he had just played outstanding football. I think it's his first time, and Kentucky's been 6-0. Since the early 50s, and that was when they had a quarterback by the name of Babe Borelli. And guess who was coaching about that time? A guy by the name of Bear Bryant. So they're really in uncharted waters at the present time. I think that they were ahead of LSU by a score of 35-7 at one time. They outrushed LSU 300 yards. They're 360 yards to 145. I think when you look at the way they can run the football, and Stoops is a defensive expert. That's where he made his real mark, was being a defensive backfield coach. On the other hand, let's look at Georgia. I don't care who the quarterback is, the way they have 3 running backs, including White, who are just outstanding. Their offensive line is excellent. And you mentioned the middle guard. Some people are pushing him for the Heisman Trophy at the present time, because he's playing so well. But anytime you go against Auburn, they sacked Nix 4 different times. Auburn had averaging 40 points a game. They got 10, only 1 touchdown after their opening drive. As you mentioned, Georgia had no turnover, but make no mistake about it, Stetson's playing very well. But JT Daniels is the real thing. When he comes back and he's healthy, I think they're as good as anybody in the country. This might be the best football team Georgia's ever had. I don't want to put that stamp on them this early in the year, but I do believe they prevail. But I do think Kentucky keeps it close. The score, Georgia 34, Kentucky 10.